Hey folks, welcome to the channel. I'm Don. This is Rock on the Country. I'm doing a gift request from Saremile. Saremile, shout out to you. Thank you for this. I'm guessing Kylie Frey. You'd say it Frey. It could be Frey, but I'm going to say Frey is from Texas. I'm just guessing. I could be totally wrong. She could be Arkansas, Oklahoma, Minnesota, because you know your music. But I'm just going to guess, since you're down a couple hours north of Houston, that she might be down in Texas too. Red Dirt Cinderella. I love that. That title of the song also gives me an idea that maybe she's from down Texas land, because the Lone Star State is known for red dirt. So's Oklahoma. Red Dirt Cinderella. Only country could come up with a theme like that.
My name is Kylie Frey. Thank you to my friend
Frey.
Mary for having us out tonight. We've got Cottontown Joe on the guitar over here.
Is that Mo? To her right?
So I'm going to start us off with a song. This one's called Red Dirt Cinderella. And I wrote it with a few friends of mine. And I loved it from the moment that we finished it. But there was something that wasn't right about it. And that was very frustrating. And after a few months of trying to figure out what was wrong with this song, it hit me like a ton of bricks as I was driving down the road one day. And I figured out that it was one letter. And that word was, the word was wouldn't, and then it turned to couldn't. And so, it went from couldn't to wouldn't, yes. Yeah. And in that moment, I decided that I can do whatever I want in my life, but I can also pick and choose. And it was a big moment for me, so this one's called Red Dirt Cinderella. It goes like this.
Those are good moments.
I packed up my pickup and left out of Lubbock at sunrise, with every memory of us under these Texas skies.
Yeah.
No, love ain't fair, and yeah, I bet he'd tell you I ain't no all-in head-first red dirt Cinderella.
Nice.
I called up my mama and promised her this time I'd try. Sounded like it took all that she had not to break down and cry. Then she said, girl, just get on back to Louisiana. You ain't no all-in head-first red dirt Cinderella. No, I don't need a glass slipper. My Luke Casey's been just fine. When he lived up to the picture he painted of me in his mind.
Nice. Where's the listening room? Saremile, have you been there?
No, I don't need a glass slipper. My Luke Casey's been just fine. Wouldn't live up to the picture he painted of me in his mind.
That's good.
My reasons for leaving are nobody's business but mine. Well, sometimes I wish that I could be the fairy tale kind. When I do meet the one, well, then heaven will have to help us.
Huh.
'Cause I know all in head-first red dirt Cinderella.
She doesn't want to be.
I know all in who's red dirt Cinderella. That's why I packed up my pickup and left out of Lubbock at sunrise. Thank you.
Kylie Frey.
I wonder why not Sunset.
Great song.
Thank you.
Is that Mo? That sure looks like Mo Pitney. I mean, he didn't really look up. I couldn't tell, but from the get-go, it looked like that. But as I understood this, I couldn't make out all the lyrics. But as I understood it, he made her up in his mind to be something, and she couldn't live up to it. Now, I don't know if he had a problem with that or if she had a problem with that. Because some, in this case, I'll say women, but it's a woman telling the story. Some women want to be known exactly as they are. They don't want to be held in higher esteem or lower esteem. Just see me as I am. They're truth tellers. You know, they don't like it when somebody points out something wrong about them, but they're honest. If there's something that's a deficiency in the way they're doing something or personality or something, they don't like that they're that way, but they don't mind hearing it. They'll change. They're about truth. I actually write about this type of people in my recent book. I call them Honestians, Honestians. They're just honest people, straight up. And they're open, and they just want truth. And so if she's with a guy who's painted this picture of her, putting her way up here, she's like, I'm not a red dirt Cinderella. I got to pack up and go because this guy isn't seeing me as I am. Whether it's higher or lower, it's still a negative value to her if truth isn't being presented, if he's not seeing her as she is. Or maybe he's having this problem with the fact that he painted her out. Like some people, I think this happens to a lot of people, but I don't know percentages. I wouldn't even venture a guess. But some folks go into a relationship because of who they think you could be. So they may think, well, if I just love you a certain way, or if I do this, or I bring this into the relationship, that is going to mix with you and you're going to become who I want you to be. Instead of loving that person for who they are, and there's a world of difference because expectations, as the expression goes, are resentments under construction. And so if you have expectations that another person's going to become something and they don't become it, it's going to rub on you the wrong way. And it's your own fault because you set expectations for that person and that's not fair, which is how communication is so important in the beginning of a relationship. But she's going back to Louisiana. I love just sort of parsing words because even in the beginning she said, one letter changed her whole approach. I don't know if she meant generally to songwriting or this song. I got the sense when she said it that she was speaking on a much broader level and not just her songwriting, maybe even in how she lives her life, songwriting or not, just she's going to do things a certain way. And she changed it to, what'd she say? She had it wrong the first time. Then I think she corrected it and went from wouldn't to couldn't. No, couldn't to wouldn't, because she kind of developed this about choices, and that would be wouldn't, not couldn't. If you can't do something, you don't have a choice in it. If you won't do it, you do. And so she just packed up. But the sunset thing versus sunrise, in my mind, she said she was going to, taking off on that precision theme, she said sunrise, she took off. So that means she spent an extra night there, got up early and left. But then you're like, all right, why sunrise? Maybe she likes sunrises. Maybe she wanted the full day ahead of her. Maybe there was no particular thought involved. Sunset has different implication, but it doesn't change the song materially. But I just wonder because she made a very specific, the most specific point actually. She changed one letter in the whole word, and it changed the whole song, and it might have even changed her life and how she approaches it. Saremile. All right, what am I going to rate this one? That was different. And I really, all right, so I think that was Mo right next to her. I'd love to see the two of them team up. I love her voice, what she does with it. It can be like breathy at the end, but then kind of, goes up. And then, but she's still developing as a performer and an artist, in a sense, by her own admission, the way she started the song and what she said about the couldn't to wouldn't changed how she approaches life, which would also, of course, include a heavy dose of her performing, songwriting, and all that kind of stuff. And how she presents herself to the world. It's going to be, in some ways, like more confident. But life is lived by trial and error, and you find out what works, you find out what doesn't work, and then you go more in the direction of what works, as long as you're insightful enough to figure that out. So, all right, I'm going to rate this song. Oh, gosh, Ed. Montauk Ed. All right, this one got me thinking. And the number that popped into my head, and you know what I'm going to say, is an 8.9. I love songs that get me thinking. I like songs of self-realization, in a sense, actualization. She wasn't mean. She wasn't nasty. She was just making a choice. And it was a hard choice. But instead of being a red dirt Cinderella, she's going to be a Bayou Cinderella or a Delta Cinderella, however you want to word it, because she's going to Louisiana. So, all right, guys, you can thank Saremile for that one. I sure do. Have a great day. I'll see you on another video and keep rocking the country.